Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. Now I'm going to continue my lecture where I left on my previous turn. So I have started the mixed economy with all of you, and mixed economy's explanation or meaning of the mixed economy has been completed on the previous turn. So today I will start the features or the advantages or the disadvantages of the mixed economy. Let's see that how much we can cover up right now. Now here's the screen before you. The topic which I will start with you, that is the features of the mixed economy. I hope the screen has been shared to all of you. Yes, so mixed economic system, as I have told you earlier on my previous turn, that it is the mixture, you can say, of the capitalistic and the socialistic economy. Or in simple words, I can explain you that all the advantages of the capitalistic economy and all the advantages of the socialistic economy we have picked up and make another economy that is known as a mixed economy, and which is prevailing in our country. Now let's see that what are the features of the mixed economy. So mixed economy possesses the important features. Number one is public sector. The public sector is under the control and the direction of the state. So this is one of the part where we are following the advantage of the socialistic economic system. That public sector is what? Public sector is a sector which is under the control or run according to the direction of the state government. Yeah, according to direction of the state, simple. All decisions regarding what, how, and for whom to produce are taken by the state. Public utilities, for example, rail construction, rail building, canals, power supply, means of communication, etc., are all included in the public sector or come under the sector of public. So they are operated for public welfare and not for the profit motive. So this is one of the advantage which is going to the socialistic economic system. As I have told you that we have picked up the advantages or the good characteristics of capitalistic and good characteristic of socialistic. We have tried to do it like this. The public sector also operates basic heavy strategic and defense production industries which require large investment and have long gestation period, but they earn profits like private industries which are utilized for capital formation. Next one is public sector. So there is a private sector in which production private sector, so where let's explain it, that in which production or distribution of goods or services या and services किसके अंदर है, are done by the private enterprises, and this sector operates in farming, plantations, mines, internal and external trade, and in the manufacture of consumer goods and some capital goods. This sector operates under the state regulation in the interest of public welfare. In certain fields of production, both public and private sector operate in the competitive spirit, and this is again in the interest of the society. Next one is the joint sector. So a mixed economy also have a joint sector which is run jointly by the state and the private enterprises. It is organized on the basis of the joint stock company where the majority shares are held by the state. We are in the hand of the state. Cooperative sectors. Under mixed economy, a sector is formed on cooperative principle, and the state provides financial assistance to the public for organizing cooperative societies, usually in dairying, storage, processing, farming, and purchase of the consumer goods. Freedom and control. A mixed economy possesses the freedom to hold private property, to earn profit, to consume, produce, and distribute, and to have any occupation. But if these freedoms adversely affect public welfare, so they are regulated and controlled by the state. So what I am trying to explain you here, that is a freedom is there and the control also. Suppose if excess freedom has been given and that freedom affects our public welfare negatively, then strictly or immediately they all will be regulated and controlled by the state. Are you getting my point? So here what I'm trying to explain you, that here you have the freedom, but if the freedom is going beyond the limit, then there's a control also from the side of the government. This is a thing which I am trying to explain you that is good in the mixed economic system. So, sorry, there is a next one is the economic planning. So there is a central planning authority in a mixed economy. A mixed economy operates on the basis of there is a central planning authority in a mixed economy. A mixed economy operates on the basis of some economic plan. All the sectors of the economy function according to the objectives, priorities, and targets laid down in the plan. In order to fulfill them, the state regulates the economy through various monetary, fiscal, and direct control measures. The aim is to check the evils of the price mechanism. Next one is social welfare. The principal aim of mixed economy is to maximize social welfare, and this feature incorporates the merits of socialism and avoids the demerits of capitalism. In simple words, we have picked up both the merits of socialism and merits of the capitalism. Of course, we have avoided the demerits of both socialism as well as of the capitalism. To remove inequality of income and wealth, which is one of the demerit of the capitalistic economic system, and unemployment and poverty. Such socially useful measures as social security, public works, etc., are adopted to help the poor. On the other hand, restrictions are placed on the concentration of monopoly and economic power in the hands of the rich through various fiscal and direct control measures. Merits of mixed economy. A mixed economy possesses certain merits, which are as under best allocation of resources. Since a mixed economy incorporates the good features of both capitalism and socialism, the resources of the economy are utilized in the best possible manner. The price mechanism, the profit motive, and the freedom of the consumption. This is I'm talking about on the merits. Few merits are there, so let's pick it up. Best allocation of resources. Since a mixed economy incorporates the good features of both capitalism and socialism, the resources of the economy are utilized in the best possible manner. There should not be wastage of the resources because the resources are already in limit. The price mechanism, the profit motive, and the freedom of the consumption, production, and occupation lead to the efficient allocation of resources within the economy. But where the possibility of malallocation of resources appears, then the state regulation and the control rectifies it immediately. And thus, the shortage are avoided, productive efficiency increases, and the cyclical fluctuation completely eliminated. This is the thing. Then general balance. A mixed economy maintains a perfect balance between the public and the private sector. But try to do it. Okay. There is competition as well as cooperation between the two important sectors. As you know, public and private I'm talking about, which are conducive for achieving a high rate of capital accumulation and economic growth. Further, an estimate of the successes and the failures of the two sectors can be made by comparing the respective performances, and the corrective measures are adopted accordingly. Thus, inconsistencies of the private enterprises economy and the paper cases of the planned economy are avoided in a mixed economy. So, by maintaining a higher level of production in the two sectors, the state is able to achieve the target laid down. Welfare state, a mixed economy contains all the features of the welfare state, and there is no exploitation either by capitalists under a free enterprise economy or by the state under a socialistic economy. The workers are not forced to work. The workers are provided complete monetary incentives in the form of bonus and cash reward for their invention. So labor laws are passed fixing minimum wages, hours of work, and laying down the working condition of workers in factories and on farms. So social security is also provided to workers in the event of unemployment, disablement, death, illness, etc. And production, the sale of noxious articles are banned, while those of these essentials are increased for the benefit of the people at large. Legislative measures are adopted to remove the concentration of the economic power in the hands of the few rich and to the lessen inequalities of income and wealth. So this is all about for today, where I have explained you the features and the merits of the mixed economy. Demerits I'll continue with you on the next time. Thank you so much, and that's it for today. Allah Hafiz.